Good evening. Can you hear? My dear brothers and sisters, today is the April 4th, 2008. We are at Trúc Lâm Monastery in our regular Friday meditation session. I hope that you enjoy the weather. Practicing Buddhism, or another word, practicing mindfulness, is that we able to give us some free time and enjoy something that's a reality in the present moment. Sometimes we wish to have a beautiful day, sunshine, beautiful cloud after a long winter. But actually when the sunshine is there, the beautiful cloud is there, we still have no time to enjoy. And because we have so many other things to run after. And we always pursue for something. But when that is there, we are unable to recognize, we are unable to enjoy. How come? Because we used to have the habit of focusing something outside and running and wandering more than we coming back to reflect what is there in the present moment. According to the Buddha's teaching, the Buddha taught us that to go back and to take good care of the fortunate that we already have. But because of forgetfulness, we don't know, we forgot. We think we don't have that, but actually we have everything. The same as sometimes you are going to the shopping and you see something is on sale and you buy it. And sometimes you totally forgot that you already have some at home. And then since you bought it at home and one day you bring it out or you clean up your house and you see, oh, we have this. In the Lotus Sutra, the Buddha gave one example. There were two friends together. And after a long visit, and one day, the first friend have to leave during the night. So before he leave, he take out one diamond and put at the edge of the shirt of his friend. And he hoped that when his friend wake up, the friend able to realize that the diamond is already put in his pocket. And then he left. But when the other friend, the second friend, wake up, and he didn't know that in his pocket, his friend already gave him something. And he think he's still very poor. And he still walk on the street and holding a piece of paper. Please help. I need some food. I need a place. I need some clothes. I'm starvation. I am the baker. And one day on the way, he walked on the street, and one day he met his friend again. And his friend said, why? You so poor now? I remember on that day before I leave, I gave you some money. I gave you a diamond in your pocket. Why don't you take that out and sew it and sell it? You have something very precious in your pocket, in your shirt. And when that friend reminded that, so he put his hand in the pocket, and he realized, yes, he have a very valuable thing in him. And for the conclusion, the Buddha said, the diamond stands for the nature of peace, the nature of happiness, the nature of the practicing. Already in us. But we forgot. We still think that we are the most misfortunate person on the world. So when we have suffering, we will, hold our head, punch ourselves. How come? How come? I have to endure all of this kind of suffering on the world. Am I the only one? We complain ourselves. And sometimes we complain our parents. Mom, you are not fair. You have so many sons, but how come I'm not the same as all the brothers or the sisters? They are rich, they look beautiful, they have everything, but look at me, what I have. And the Buddha always reminds us, in us we already have that diamond, the capacity to live happily. But how come we are not happy yet? Because we are not satisfied what we have. Because we don't see all the beautiful things we have. One day, the Buddha taking a walk with the people in the village of Makanda. And suddenly the Buddha turned around and talked to the audiences. He said, my friends, do you realize that we have 5 happiness? You don't have to lose, you don't have to worry that you will lose everything in your life, like your material life. You don't have to worry that your fame have been damaged. You don't have to worry when you die, you go to hell. Because if you follow the 5 mindfulness trainings, yourself will have a lot of happiness. You protect yourself, you protect your family, and you have give, you have donate, you have offer a lot of peace and joy in the society. We have read, we have heard the 5 mindfulness trainings. Very basic and very needed for our society. Let's us talk about the 3rd mindfulness training. That is the exploitation. And if we know that, the 3rd one is the sexual misconduct. If we know that we are practicing the 3rd mindfulness training, we protect the safety of ourselves, the safety of the society, and in our family, in our society, will be a lot of happiness. And the 5th one, the mindful consumption, very important. Yesterday, we have a retreat for the youth. And 70 kids, they came to the temple and stayed for 2 days. They just left about 5 o'clock. And I taught them the path of happiness. And I told them that there are many ways to happiness. But if you are not mindful, you can choose the wrong way to happiness, which you call happiness. But actually, they are not real happiness. For example, you think that when you sad, the wine, the alcohol, the drugs will help you. But I told them, the alcohol, the drugs, they only help you to calm down the sadness, but they cannot relieve the suffer. We have to see clearly, calm down and release. Relief means take out of your body, out of your mind. But when you borrow something, that means you try to push that down for a couple hours. And then when you awake, everything stays the same. But beside that, you damage your body. That is very clear. And I asked them, who have been help your mom or your dad to clean the garden? And you know that some of the wild flowers, some of the wild plants that you don't want, what do? You cut on the top or you take out of the root. Our suffering is like that little wild thing. We don't want it in our garden. Then we need to take it, all the root out. And the practicing is to relieve the pain, the suffer in us. Do not worry, do not borrow something else to push that suffering down. You think, if I drink, that is my happiness. Yes, that is the happiness, but the wrong happiness. You think that when I have a lot of desire in me, and I want to do something that satisfies my desire, that's called happiness. But that is the wrong happiness. So there are many paths to happiness, but we must be careful. Wrong path or the right path. If we walk on the right path, not only ourselves be happy, but all the family, all the society will be happy. It's very important. And I give them an example. Let's say that if your dad gives you a ride, your whole family in the car, he turned the wrong exit. Not only him wrong, but he bring all of you in the same car, turn wrong to him too. You see the picture that I gave example to kids. If one person in the family turn wrong, the whole family also turn wrong. Why? Doesn't mean that they turn too, but they suffer along with that person. They worry along with that person. You know that there are many Vietnamese mothers who suffer a lot for their children. Because they love their children dearly. No matter how old they are. Every day when the kid went out with their friends and they are not back home on time, the mother stay right at the door and wait for their son, their daughter to return home. Last Sunday, there is a young couple who have 3 children. They came to see me late on Sunday. They said, Thầy, please help us. We have a daughter who is only 15 years old. And last night, she told me that she will go with her friends and will come back home around 10. I wait until 12. I go back to my bed, but I am able to sleep. I just go to her room and I check. I look at the window to see, but no response. I call her cell. She never pick up the phone. And I try 5 times, up to 2 a.m. She pick up the phone. And I asked her, where you are now? Where are you now? She said, at friend. I want to sleep over. The mother said, no. It is uncomfortable as a daughter that you stay overnight at someone else's house. Please go home. Me and your dad will come and pick you up. They told me that they both get into the car and drive to that house 3 a.m. in the morning. 3 in the morning. On the way there, they talk to each other. They say, when the daughter come in the car, we shouldn't get mad. We shouldn't talk loud to her. We need to calm her down. But she already prepared. She afraid that her mother will give her a Dharma talk. So she already prepared the headphone to plug in here, in her ears. When she jumped into the van, she walked fast to the back. She put the headphone in and she shake. When she back home, she rushed to her room, closed the door, and take some chairs to block the door. She afraid that her parents will come down and give her a Dharma talk. And I told her that you are not the only one. And I guarantee many parents are like that. Yesterday night, I received a long-distance phone call from a mother in California. She asked her to vacuum once a week. That is her only job. 4 weeks already, she didn't do it. And last week is the 4th week. She asked, my dear, did you help me to vacuum? No, I don't feel I want to do it. I feel pain, I feel sore. 30 minutes later, she come downstairs. Mom, I go to help my friend to move. They are moving. I come and help them. And the mothers talk to the daughter in a very gentle way. Don't you know what is called moving and what is called vacuum? Vacuum is much easier. But you say that your body is pain and sore, and how come you're unable to vacuum and now you're moving? You know, moving means you have to lift up a lot of boxes. She stared at her mom and, fight, argument with her. She so suffer. Because she never want to talk with the husband about this, because she know that her husband have a hot temper. If she tell him, the family will be explode. So she swallow that. But she unable to share to anyone. And she think about Thầy. She called me. She cried on the phone. And I have to talk to her. And I said, my dear, you are not the only one. And sometimes Thầy is also suffer the same. Sometimes Thầy have to swallow all kind of suffering. And Thầy learn a lot of Buddha's technique to digest. And sometimes we need to put everything in, what we call a fruit mixer. And we press the word mix, blend. We must do that. In the Western culture, they are different than the Asian culture. The parents in Asian, they really protect and care for their children. They never want their children to move out unless they say so. But when they say they want to move, they try all their best to encourage them to stay. Unless they totally say that, no, I am unable to listen to your order, then they suffering to accept, but actually they don't want the children to move out. That is the difference. Some of the mother in Ontario, they have they have their children about 15, 16, 17, and they want to go. And every day, the son go back home very late. And I told the mother, when he come back home, you still stay in the living room. He back home, and you have to say, my son, you back, I'm happy. You know that no matter how many hours you go, mother still sit here and wait for you. After 6 times she did that, the son feel guilty. And the son never go back home late. We request the children to be honest with their time when they come back. And if they're unable to come back on time, we ask them to make us a phone call. Otherwise, our hearts start to lottering, and we don't know when is the bingo time. And many mothers told me, Thầy, you never know. When our children go out, we really afraid of phone call at night. You know why? Because when the phone rings at night, they are afraid there are 2 places call them. One is in emergency. One is in the police station. And then yesterday, when some of the parents come and visit the children, and they have a short talk with me. And I said, do you think that the children that we have, when we have son, we have daughter, the happiness is only 10%. And the 90% left are our mortgage, our loan that we have to pay them. They said, yes, very true. You know why? Because when they're still young, they follow you. Wherever you go, they go with you. Whatever you tell them, they do it. But when they're about 13, 14 years old, they do their own. And the rest of the remaining time, you worry for them. They never worry for you back. And very reality example we can see, when we cry, the tear always come down. The tear never come backward. And I told the children that there are many paths that you're able to walk, and you call the happiness path. But if you are not mindful to choose what is the right path that you call happiness, you may have the wrong happiness. So you must choose the right path in order to have the right happiness. And the very first house that you should taking care, that is your own body. That is the first house that you have. Since you were born, your own body is the house. Your parents try to protect the house, try to build that house, try to decorate that house. And when you grow up, you are responsibility to take care of that house. And that house is your physical body. So the 5th mindfulness training that taught by the Buddha is very meaningful. And not only the children have to do that. We all need to focus on this. We all need to reflect on this and practice. As an adult, we have our own ignorance. Some of the things we never see clear. Sometimes we blame the children. Yes, as their age, they see things with their own capacity. level. We have level understanding about life. We have levels of seeing what is called the real happiness of life. Sometimes as an adult, we do something, satisfy our own desire. They will do something, satisfy their own desire. And with us, we are older than them. We see things wider. We blame them. You are silly. But sometimes we do similar like that. Maybe different name, different way, different style. And the children, the Buddha said, based on an awakened one, they can see us suffering back and forth like the person who stands on the very high level of the building. And they look down, they can see all living beings cross back and forth between suffering and happiness, between death and birth, between suffering to suffering. With the Buddha can see all of that. And the Buddha gives us the conclusion. If the tears of the human beings can contain together, the Buddha guarantee is more than the water of the ocean. We cry a lot. We cry a lot, not only for our children. We cry for our own personality, our own, ourselves, our family, many, many situations in life. So I told the children that the mindful consumption is very needed. And you yourself, you should have a remote control in your hand. The same as when you watch television. You can select whatever channel you want. But you must choose the right channel to watch. Because if you're unable to choose the right one, that channel, that TV program won't help you at all, but it will damage your knowledge, your understanding, your body, and your spiritual. The same as the websites. In our society, everything is there, available to invite us. Right in this moment, the door of the temple still open widely. But the door of the club also open widely. The door of the casino. But let's see how many come to the practice center. How many come to the church. And how many get ready to the club, to the casino. You go to 101 street down here. You can see the parking lot there. Now they expand and expand. And that is the hell. No gate, but people like to come to visit. This is the heaven. The gate open widely, but nobody come and visit. That is Chinese people used to say. The gate of hell, the gate of heaven open widely, nobody visit. The gate of hell, the hell have no gate, but people try to find the entrance. Hell have no gate, but we like to find the entrance. But heaven have lot of gate and open widely, but nobody dare to visit. And that is the reason why we need to practice. And right in that moment, right in this moment, you see the society have lot of fire, have lot of disquiet things happen. And right in this moment, the word practice is possible. What is the word practice means? It means that we renew, we cultivate, we rebuild. On Friday, on Wednesday, I taught the novices on the word beginning anew. And I said that when you do something wrong, the best way is you come to your teacher to speak out what you have done wrong in order to get help. Because the reason you are here is to train, to learn the training and to help. And if you do a mistake, there's nothing wrong. But you have to be honest. You come directly to your teacher and ask for help. Because the teacher is there in order to help, not there in order to look only. So when you do something wrong, and yesterday I told the children, if you do something wrong, just freely come and talk to your mom and your dad to have their advice, their encourage, and their forgive. We do not want to use the word confession. Confession means, please forgive me, and that's it. But in Buddhism, we use the word beginning anew. It means we have the intent to renew something. But remember, when you want to renew, when you want to tune up your car, you must bring your car to a good auto body repair. Sometimes you pay a little bit expensive, but it's worth. Sometimes your car is broken, and that's, that place is cheap. You bring it there, you bring out, you only can drive for 3 days, and you have to bring. Sometimes we, in our life, that happen a lot. We like something cheap, but we pay one time after one another time. And add together, we pay more than we have to pay at once. Sometimes we like to spend a little bit, but we don't see it's big because we pay 100 times, each time only $1. But if we pay at once, we see it's too much. But we do not have enough mindfulness to calculate which one is worth to pay. Pay a lot, but once only. Pay little, but pay many. So mindfulness helps us to see that. I told them, you want to fix your car. You love your car. You want to fix your car. You have to bring to a good auto body repair. Same thing. You want to renew something. You want to build up your life. You have to get along with the good thing, the right thing. And I mentioned some of the right example, right view, right speech, right thinking, right action. Because if you can see things right, you have a right view, you see things right, you will have a right thinking. It's related. When you are thinking things right, you will have a right speech. Because your mind controls your speech and your action. And when you practice only one right, you already practice the others right. Let's example. You choose to come to the Friday meditation class. You do the right action. But right in that right action, you already have the right thinking. You have the right view. That's why you have the right action. And when you come to the right, you learn more right. And that is the where you build up your path more strong, more stable. For example, when you learn sitting meditation, you sit with your back straight, your shoulder relaxed, and you wear something loose. And if you wear a belt, remember to lose your belt when you sit. Maybe sometime just lose your belt only, but everything after that will be fine. So sometimes in our practice, there's a little trick, little key. If we can open one door, we can see everything inside. So the mindfulness is very important. We have to recognize what are we doing. And sometimes you have to do things for others, but you do with your heart. And that energy, that power, able to embrace and help you to transform and overcome all your pain, all your suffer, all your tire. You know that I have the class with the kids since yesterday morning up to today around 4 to 5 o'clock. And then I have the class with you. And then I have another session after this. And tomorrow I have a whole day with you. And then whole days on Sunday. Monday morning I fly to North Carolina. And they send me the whole packed, tight schedule. And I told them, you squeeze me like a lemon. Yesterday I also received a schedule that they set up for me for Thầy in May. I only have 4 days in Minnesota, but they have full of schedule. And one of the lady called me, Thầy, don't you feel that this is so tight for you? I'm afraid that you refuse us next year. I said, don't worry, if I steal a lemon, you still can squeeze. If you feel that I still have some juice. But you know, when you do things for others, you do with your heart. You do with your joys. The joys can overwhelm everything. You can experience this if you are a mother. You do things for your children with wholeheartedly. You feel no tire at all. But when you do that, your children enjoy it, you're so happy. When I do something for the novice, they enjoy it. I'm so happy because, you know, I feel that the time that I spend for them, I did for them, is worth. So the children can support us by enjoying what we have done for them. And that nourishes us a lot. Like I organized a retreat for them, and they come to me and they say, I'm happy, I like it, I enjoy it, I will come next time. That makes me so happy. They don't have to pay anything. We cover everything. And you know they have 4 meals a day. In our policy of the retreat, we only allow to have 2 meals a day. But with the children, we have to have extra policy. There are 4 meals a day. And their parents, when they come, they're so happy to see how the children play together. So when we have a chance to listening back to each of the precept recitation, it is a renew for us. It is a time for us to refresh our mind. So if we are mindful, we can see that every single minute we live is the time for us to renew everything. You come here on Friday, you come down to sit meditation. If you are mindful, you can see that this is the new time. Nothing is old. The same as you read a book. You read once, you understand different. Sometimes you read it back, you understand it different. You can see more deeper some of the meaning in that book. I don't know, is anyone here have that kind of experience or not? Some of the book you read 10 years ago, you understand different. And you think you already read that book, you understand the book, but once a while you take that book out and you just go over. You don't have to read clearly, but some of the details in there open your mind a lot. And that's what we call the insight, the wisdom. The knowledge is limited, but the insight, the wisdom is unlimited, based on your practice. How come the Buddha can give a lot of teaching? He has no books, but based on his practice, his experience. So I already remind, the more you learn, the more you support for your practice. The more you practice, the more you feel that it's worth to learn. So learning and practicing, they support each other. There are always things connect together. You are here to support Thầy. Thầy is here to support you. The patient support the doctor. The doctor support the patient. We cannot live separate from each other. And if we see that we are connected to each other in that way, we're willing to live more mindful, because our peace, our joy is very related to the peace, the joy of our family, our society. When I see people using the material without mindfulness, even though I don't say anything, but I feel sad. So when I be with the children, they come here, they stay for the day, I always tell them, you use the foam cup, remember to write your name on. And if I catch them throw the cup, I prevent them right away. I say, no, bring it back. Put your name on. You still in the temple for the whole day. You use that cup. Of course, we have to use things. But if we can save just a little, but that little protect a lot of the environment. Every time when you water for the tree, you are not only nourish the tree, but you also nourish yourself, because the tree will give us oxygen. We live by the trees. Remember when you water the plant, in your mind, you say that, oh, I'm watering my plant, I'm watering my garden, but that the tree is the main thing that you water, but the grass, the soil surround also benefit from the water you pour down. Is that correct? One thing you do, you think you do for that person. Yes, that person is the main person that you are caring, but right in that action you did, it's also caring for people around. When you nourish a novice, and you think you nourish a novice, but that novice will grow up and become a monk, and he can help many people. So right at the moment you nourish the novice, you nourish many people around. So if you see that, with that view, we call the right view. And if you're able to do that, we call the right thinking, right action, right livelihood, right mindfulness, right effort, right concentration. Only one thing right, the 7 others also right, because they are connection. You come to the class, you feel that it's beneficial for myself, but no, it's a lot beneficial for your family. There was a lady, an old lady. She's very hard to deal. Her friends always call her, what they call her. Her name is now after she practiced, she changed a lot. She transformed herself totally. And she called me, she said, Thầy, you know my friends now, they call me? They call me, what's her name? Diane of 2008. Because compare me in the year of 2008 is different than many years before. because many years before, I am not like that. But since I follow the Buddha's teaching and I practice according to your teaching, and I transform. And her son also sent me an email, and he said, "Thanks, Thầy, for helping my mom." And can you imagine, my mom, my auntie, now they're able to sit together in the same table and having meal together. That never happened in many years ago. Many years, never happened. And you can see, if you don't practice, you don't see the transformation. But if you practice, you will see. But when you practice, you have to practice the right. Then you will have the right transformation. And if you focus, if you reflect, you can see clearly. Thank you for your time, for your presence. I hope that you enjoy your weekend. Hope to see most of you tomorrow. We have a mindfulness day, and the day will start around 9, and we will finish around 5. If you're unable to participate for the whole day, you are welcome to participate at 2 o'clock for the Dhamma talk. Thank you.